What's up, Shane? It's I, Christopher Rausch, back behind the microphone. It's been a few weeks. Feels kind of weird. Anyways, what is it? It's almost 8 o'clock here on Monday night. My apologies for the delay. Things have been crazy. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get into it, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. And let's just rock. Okay. Boom. Fuck, I'm tired. All right. Hang on one sec. Red water, red bandana. Hope my voice doesn't go out. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Raw and Unscripted with yours truly, Christopher Rausch, your place where I help you overcome your self-created crap without the self-help fluffy bullshit. Self-help fluffy bullshit. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We are back here at the Raw and Unscripted podcast, bringing you episode 20 number something. I'm not sure exactly which number it is, but anyways, the most important value is the fact that today we're going to be talking about really what it takes to have a truly kick-ass, unstoppable life. It's a question that I get quite regularly, and it dawned on me the other day when I was thinking about what episode topic to have this week. And it dovetails on last week's Facebook Live. If you got a chance to check out the Facebook Live, basically I just took all the past episodes of the Raw and Unscripted program and just walked you guys through what it takes as you build upon each subject matter and how you grow and how you learn and how you incorporate those into your life as a package. And after that, I got a lot of really great feedback from that, a lot of positive feedback saying, hey man, I really love the energy. I love how you connect everything, but I also got a lot of questions out of that, which is really cool. So we're just going to talk about really what the process is working with me as your coach, what coaching looks like, and just really what the core components are that I teach in order to have a kick-ass unstoppable life. It's a question I get quite a bit. So I thought, what the heck? I'll take this opportunity here to answer those questions and just kind of give you a peek behind the scenes of what it is like to work with me. And if you guys have been following the show, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, you want to talk about unstoppable, I'm on day 43 of the 75 hard program, day 43. And let me just tell you something. I feel incredible. I am tired. I am exhausted, but let me just tell you, over the last 43 days, sorry, I'm super tired. Over the last 43 days, I have really learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. I've been reminded about myself a lot. And I just wanted to share with you a couple of things. Number one, keep your promises. When you set out to do something and you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get a new job, I'm going to learn how to manage my finances, I'm going to get a better spouse, whatever it is that you might make a promise to yourself, first and foremost, to have a kick-ass unstoppable life, you have to keep your promises, right? And so that's one thing I've learned out of this process is the fact that I committed to something and said, I'm going to do this no matter what, right? And so that's a promise that I made to myself. And here at day 43, feeling amazing, got a lot of confidence, a lot of energy, a lot of clarity. My body's feeling better. Yes, do I miss sugar? Yes, do I miss alcohol? Yes, do I miss cheeseburgers? Of course I do. I'm not going to lie to you, but the energy and the clarity that I'm going through right now and the realizations that I'm having, really, I just want to share with you, because when you put yourself in these extenuating circumstances where you challenge yourself mentally and physically and spiritually, that's where the growth happens, right? You've heard me talk about mistakes and failures and how it's all happening for us and not happening to us. Well, the 75 Hard program really has taught me to keep my promises to myself. And also very important, is it's taught me if I'm not going to tolerate my own bullshit, then I'm certainly not going to tolerate everybody else's. So that's an amazing thing that I really didn't expect to happen, because I can't tolerate my own bullshit anymore. I'm not drinking. I'm not going to food, not like I was really before, but now I have to deal with all my emotions. I have to work out, take care of myself. So everything's about what is the situation? How do I solve for it? And how do I keep moving on? Because I don't have time to waste. Doing the 75 Hard program, you got to do the 2 workouts. You got a lot of things that you got to do. It's not unmanageable, but again, you just stop tolerating shit. You don't have time for it anymore. If you have 5 minutes to get something done, you're going to take those 5 minutes and you're going to get something done. So when you stop tolerating your own crap, you stop tolerating other people's crap, which makes you more confident, and it makes you, the pain of situations becomes greater. So then you want to solve them. You just want to get past things and move on and get to your destination, which I think is really cool, because before it wasn't that I was doing that, but I was also masking it with alcohol and food and laziness and not working out and just kind of like, oh yeah, I was doing things, but I wasn't doing them with passion and commitment and everything that I teach. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to do that, because when you start doing these things and you start keeping your promises, you start gaining more confidence, your beliefs start changing, the results start happening. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, as far as, you know, what it really takes, because the KICKASS guide to life is something that I created, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. But what's funny is a very few amount of people that actually ask me, Chris, where's this guide, right? And it's really not a guide in written form completely yet, but it's the guide of how I teach people. It's the guide of what I speak to. And that's been really super important for me, because it's a map book. It's what I've done for myself. It's what I've done for my clients. It's what I've done for people I've mentored, you know, young people, old people. It's a proven technique and a proven strategy that works. And what I've done over the last year is I've spent an incredible amount of time, effort, resources to go through everything and revitalize it and just really say, okay, where am I at today? What do I want to teach? What's most important? What lessons have I learned in the last 5 years? And then pass those on to you, because I'm living proof. I mean, if you want an example of somebody who's unstoppable, somebody who's kick-ass, somebody who deserves the right to be the no excuses coach, you're staring at them. And I'm no different. The 75 hard thing, I'm no different. All I did was I'm keeping a promise to myself. As soon as I get done recording this podcast, I have to go do my 45-minute walk, and I'm going to go to sleep because I have to get back up at 3 o'clock in the morning to continue my day, because that's how much stuff I have going on. So unstoppable, baby, right? So really, last week when I talked about the Facebook Live, I took all the shows and showed how they intertwine. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm just going to walk you through kind of the process of what I'm doing lately for the group coaching program, for my one-on-one coaching, and give you a behind the scenes of what it is that I provide for you guys. And really the first step is the preliminary step. It's, you know, where we just really realize, number one, from your side as a client, is that you have to decide you're ready. I mean, readiness is super important. And sometimes we wait too long. Oh, yeah, I'll be ready when this happens, when that happens. You know, we play the someday game. But realistically, when you're thinking about a coaching situation or you're thinking about working with me, you have to be ready. I mean, that's one of the processes that I've done. Not super great before, but this time I am, is the application process. Is I only want to work with people who are just fucking tired of everything. And they're just sick and tired. They're tired of playing the someday game. They're tired of thinking about having regrets. They're tired of dealing with their pain and their problems and their issues. And they're just tired of their own shit. That's who I want to work with. I want to work with some hungry motherfuckers who are ready just to kick ass, take names, and do whatever it takes, because that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm going to continue doing. 2020, if you thought 2019 I was on fire, 2020 is going to be a magical year, and I want to take some people along for the ride. So one of the first things that I do is I do what's called a discovery call. Preferably, I do those on Zoom where it's actually face-to-face, but preferably if somebody else wants to, they can do it on the phone. Definitely not email, but preferably I like to do things face-to-face. So we do this thing called a discovery call. And essentially what it is it's like I ask you in really plain language what it is that you want to achieve. I ask questions based on a 1 to 10 scale just to kind of gauge where it is that you're at. I might ask you, you know, what are your fears and what are your challenges? What are the setbacks? What are the aspects that have been holding you back to this point? Maybe we'll talk a little bit about your childhood and some of the other things you've tried, just for me to get a gauge on where you're at, where you're going, and how it is that I can potentially advise you and be your coach so that you're successful and that it's a great relationship for both of us, right? You know, if you're going to be interviewing coaches, one thing you want to make sure is that that person jives with you, that they resonate with you, that you respect them, that they get proven results, and that you like them, right? Because you're going to be spending some time with these people and you're going to be developing this trusting relationship that's going to probably last forever, quite honestly. I mean, the coaches I've worked with are amazing people and amazing friends. My current coaches are amazing. My current accountability partners are amazing. So I too invest in that and take time for that, because really, I think the future of success in America and in the world isn't going to be a college education. I think it's going to be coaching. I think seriously, you're going to need a coach. We're all going to need a coach to maximize our performance, both mentally and physically and spiritually. You can get a diet coach, you can get a spiritual coach, you can get an organization coach, you can get a strength coach, you can get a coach like me. I mean, there's a lot of us out there. So For those who really want to take their game to the next level and don't want to end up living a life of regrets, this is something you should consider because it works for me. And God's honest truth, I wish I would have done it sooner in my life. And I wish I would have had the coach I have right now. That would have been awesome, but I don't. But that's my point, is I want to make sure that you guys understand what it takes, because you can't do it alone. I mean, you can, but it's going to take forever. So I'm just going to share some stuff with you, but you really just need to figure out how bad you want it. And is the pain of staying the same greater or worse than the investment or whatever it is that you got to do to get out of your own way, right? You heard me open the show with, I help people overcome their self-created crap without the self-help fluffy bullshit. Our crap is created. Yes, we had outside influences. We had people that impacted us and infected us, but really it's our choice and our decision to what we believe, what our emotions are, what our reactions are, or our responses are, and what investment we take in ourselves every day with time and money and everything else to grow ourselves, right? And part of that situation is really discovering from the client, what do they need me for? Because if they already have it all together, I might suggest to them like, okay, maybe just get an accountability partner. But for the most part, when I talk to people, unfortunately, they're kind of lost. And I don't know why, if that's the people I attract, but they know what they want, but they don't know how to articulate it. So essentially what we do is we just sit there and I just take them through this process and I say, okay, you want a kick-ass life, right? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about some really core fundamental concepts that are going to allow us to see where you're at in your journey and how I could potentially help you. Does that sound reasonable? Does that sound fair? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, man. You know, I want to fucking be like you. I want to have that energy. I want to have that positivity. And I'm like, all right, well, let's talk about that. So first and foremost, when we walk through this model of how I coach, if you guys have followed me for any period of time, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say purpose. What is your purpose? So if I walk you through and I say, okay, listen, John, what is your purpose? Do you know what your purpose in life is? And I have to tell you guys listening or watching, if you're watching this on YouTube, surprisingly, a lot of people don't know what their real, true purpose is. They're like, they may be successful in a job. They may be happy with certain things, but they're not excited. They're not thrilled. They're not fulfilled. So first and foremost, we have to know what your purpose is, because if you don't know what your purpose is, then how do you know where you're going? And more importantly, what decisions are you making? Are you going to get to the wrong destination and realize that you wasted too much time? So unless you don't have your purpose, then you don't have anything. And the second part of that is really mindset mastery, right? What are you doing up here? Are you telling yourself, oh, I can't do that, or I'll never be any good at that? If you don't have mindset mastery, then you're definitely not going to achieve your purpose. And the third aspect of like the really core of everything is the no excuses, right? I mean, that's why I call myself the no excuses coach, because it dawned on me during the different times I was coaching. It was like, okay, what is the core thing that I'm solving for? What is the core thing that I'm trying to realize? And it used to be passion and purpose and those things. But really what I'm solving for is I'm teaching people how to get rid of their excuses, how to stop that bullshit cycle of negative belief, negative excuse, short-term gratification, negative belief, excuse, short-term gratification. And then all of a sudden you're fucked up and you don't understand why. So of course, if you have excuses going on, you're not going to have the mindset mastery. You're not going to have the purpose in life. You're going to be lost. And then we roll that out and we just talk about commitment. Like, what is your commitment? If your commitment isn't there, if you don't know what your purpose and your passion is, if your commitment's not there, then are you getting the results that you want? Probably not. You may be getting some results. You may be, mediocre results, but are you getting outstanding results? Are you getting phenomenal results? Are you getting results where you can't wait to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, holy shit, dude, can you believe this? Right? When is the last time you had that much excitement about the results that you were getting in your life? I don't know. You have to answer that for yourself. We talk about passion, as part of a commitment. Do you have passion? Are you 1000% passionate about what it is that you're doing? Are you passionate about the results that you're achieving? If you're not passionate about the results that you're achieving, then probably it is mediocrity, right? There probably is complacency in there. So that's, again, when I'm talking to John or Kathy or whatever it is, as we start walking through this process, especially when I'm watching them, I will see their facial language, their body language start to change because they start realizing it. And then we go on to, I think the next thing is fulfillment. So we're talking about commitment. If you don't have the passion and if you don't have the results that you're getting, are you fulfilled? Probably not. So again, it goes back to that vicious cycle. If you're not fulfilled and you're not getting the results you want and you don't have the passion, then of course you're not going to have the purpose, and you're going to have the excuses, and you're going to have, a shitty mindset, right? Just look around. There's all sorts of people like that. And then from there, we take it to the major thing is accountability, right? You've heard me talk about it. Coaches, accountability partners, absolutely imperative. That's why people go and hire trainers. It's like, there's no reason why you can't figure out how to work out, but you're paying for somebody to push you, right? If you think about you got your kids in sports, what are you going to do? You want to get them a tutor. You want to get them a coach. You want to get them somebody who's going to make them better. So why doesn't that apply in your life, right? I mean, it's ridiculous to think that we're going to become this overnight sensation or whatever it is that we want to achieve if we're not holding ourselves accountable. And with that, we need to know certainty, right? We have to have absolute certainty in the things that we're being accountable for. We need to know the certainty of what it is that the goals we're setting. We need to have certainty in the fact that we're going to get those done when we say that we're going to get them done. It goes back to keeping your promises, like I said before, about 75 hard. You keep your promises, you get results. You get results, you start getting confidence. You start getting confidence, things of that nature. Accountability for your legacy, right? How do you know where it is that you're going? What kind of legacy are you fulfilling right now based on the actions and based on the decisions, based on the mindset mastery you have? Is there a legacy that you're achieving that you're happy with, John? No. Okay, let's think about that. Then we go into the third aspect, which is responsibility, a word everybody hates. I don't want to be responsible. I mean, I don't want to be responsible either, but I also don't want somebody else being responsible for me. And I don't want to be responsible for looking at myself in the mirror when I'm 80 years old. Hopefully I make it that long. Worse yet, I don't want to look at my mirror at 70 and be like, oh man, you wasted your life. It's too late. That's where you have to take the responsibility. And that really truly comes into what I've said before also is victim or victor mindset. If you're taking responsibility and you have that victim mindset, today might be the day where you need to change that shit around, Sonny, John, Carol, Jeff, Barbara, whoever it is that's listening to this. I'm talking to you, right? Looking in my eyes right now. I realize that I'm talking to camera, but no, I'm really talking to you. This is your opportunity in life, whether it's with me, whatever it is. I just want you to take action. I want you to keep your promises. And when you do that, you have to take a look at your discipline. So what is your discipline? My discipline before was pretty good. It wasn't great. It wasn't as bad as, I'm going to say this nicely, but my discipline's better than most people, but it's not to where I need it to be. Right now, it's pretty good because I'm keeping my promises because I have that passion and that purpose. So we talk about discipline. And then we talk about a thing called integrity. If you're keeping your word and you have integrity, then guess what? Then all those other things just kind of build on each other. You see what I'm saying? Because I have this vision for I'm going to create a graphic. You guys know the Raw and Unscripted where it's got the gears and everything. I'm going to create a graphic where this is all like intertwined because it really just feeds on itself. And this is my life's work. This is everything that I have done to get myself out of my own shit many times because I have my own self-created crap too. These are proven strategies that really get to the heart of things. And when we get into those, there's obviously subtopics on this. I mean, for this particular situation that I'm working on the most right now, the group coaching, it's 6 months. So it's 24 weeks. So every single week, there's going to be a topic that's going to support the areas where I just talked about. Those are like the major areas that we cover. And I could go on and on about those particular areas too, but I just want to give everybody an overview of these processes because I want you to think about it now. 2020 is going to be here. January is going to be here. And I've waited January, I'm going to set my New Year's resolutions. And then I'm, off and running by mid-February. But right now what I want to do, and I'm doing this for myself, that's what gave me the idea to do this program here starting in November. It starts November 16th, is the fact that we got to get started earlier because maybe we'll make different decisions about what it is that we do during Thanksgiving and during Christmas. If we start getting things set in place, get our mindset set in place, that way January hits, we got the holidays over, we put the decorations away, and we get the fuck started on our life. And that's what I want. Many of you guys may have seen my new graphic recently. It's reinvent, empower, excel, right? Reinvent, empower, excel. That's my new tagline. That's my new packaging. Reinvent, empower, excel. If you're ready to reinvent yourself, if you're ready to empower yourself, if you're ready to excel in life, then that's what the Kick-Ass Unstoppable whole franchise is about, right? And that's something that I've spent a lot of time and money working towards to make sure that I had that nailed down, to have that and understood. And then I'm able to share that. That's why I've taken so much time not to do any coaching in the last year, is I said, you know what, let me just go back and start at basics and really see what I've learned. And I've gone through so many different notes and so many different journals and working with some awesome people. And obviously you guys know, reading books, listening to Audible tapes or Audibles, YouTube videos, articles. Absolutely, the last 12 months have been an immersion in my own self-therapy and all my content to help you guys out, which helps me. It helps me fulfill my passion and my purpose, right? So like let me think. I had two different thoughts going in my mind. So with all of that I said before, we work on your beliefs. We work on your state management. We work on relationships and communication. We work on goal setting. We work on your values. So in that 6 weeks, we take those major components and then we take subcomponents out of that, just so that every single week you're learning something new. You're putting another building block to that foundation that's going to be rock solid, that's going to get you to where you go. So let's think about what I just walked you through in a positive way. Let's just think about it. I'll just use my life as an example. I was going to use somebody else's, but let's just use mine. So again, going back to the beginning, purpose. My purpose, you guys know that. My legacy, I wrote it. To fight for what's right and what's fair, to risk for which that mattered, to leave the earth a better place for who I was and what I did. That's my purpose. My purpose is to be a great father. My purpose is to be a great husband. My purpose is to give value to this world to make it a better place. Do you feel it? Do you understand it? That is my purpose. Every day I wake up and say, how can I fulfill my purpose? Okay. And then we have mindset mastery. Now, I haven't always been doing that. When you think about, a lot of the shit is in our head. I was just helping somebody the other day about their fears, right? I said, it's all in your head. He was afraid of needles. He's never been hurt by a needle. He goes, I hate him. I start sweating. And so I spent some time with him and we got him over it. But mindset mastery, you think about my mindset and the things I've been through, you know my life story, you know how many different things I've had to overcome to truly become unstoppable. Do you think I have mindset mastery? Hell yeah, I do. Do I still have work to do? Yes, I do. You think about the no excuses, right? I don't have any time. I don't have any energy. I don't have any money. I don't have any, I bust my ass. I'm very frugal with my money. I'm very consistent and committed with my time. I don't have very many excuses. And when I have excuses, it's time for me to sit there and look in the accountability mirror and go, okay, Chris, how are we going to solve for this one? Now, before, I've got some medical issues. I didn't have much energy. So I did 75 hard because it was going to be no sugar, no booze, and a healthy diet. And so no excuses. I took the excuses away from myself, in addition to all the other times when I could have been a victim and all those other different things. And then we have commitment. I mean, if you don't know if I'm committed, good Lord, look at me. Look at all my YouTube videos, the 75 hard. I'm committed. I get results. I'm passionate. I am fulfilled. Now, a year ago, before I decided to get back in the game of doing this and really helping people again, I was not fulfilled. I was content. I was comfortable. I was complacent. And for most people, that might have been fine. I have a great life, but I was not fulfilled. But then I turn that around and I'm fulfilled every single day when I get a comment from one of you guys, or I get a like, or somebody shares my post, or you guys dig my podcast, or something new happens. I'm fulfilled because that little drop in that fulfillment bucket just keeps happening more and more. Each week I get more and more compliments and more thank yous. And it's just going to continue to grow. So it fulfills my heart to know that I'm setting an example for you guys, and I'm setting an example for my son. We get back to accountability, clarity. I have clarity. I have certainty, significance. I feel significant. My legacy, I know is if I died tomorrow, all the stuff I've done in the last year with the podcast and the videos and everything else, my legacy would be there saying that I fought for what was right and what was fair. So, you can see that. I've taken responsibility. I'm not a victim. I'm a victor. Take a look at any backstory in my life. I could have definitely been a victim, right? I've had a lot of screwed up stuff happen to me, even in recent years, where I could play the victim, and I don't, because that's bullshit. I take responsibility. My tattoo, what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger, and I have integrity. I'm keeping my promises. I have integrity. I say hi to everybody. I have integrity. I keep an open mind about stuff. I have integrity. I have values, and I have morals and ethics, and I operate by a high value of integrity of being who I am all the time. So I'm committed to that. How many of you can say that you're who you are all the time? You have to top the time. Most people are just putting on a face to go to work, and they put on a face to come home. And then they take their face off before they go to bed, and they look in the mirror and they go, how much longer do I have to do this? How much longer can I do it? I'm talking to you. You kind of feel this a little bit? Is this kind of stinging? You know, are you in your 30s, 40s, 20s, 50s, 60s? Are you looking at things kind of going, shit, maybe there's not enough time. Shit, why bother? Or you're thinking, now's the time. Yeah, that's what you're thinking, because I'm here for you. There's tons of people out there for you. YouTube, Google, the library, iTunes. I mean, everything is right there. All the answers are right there. But what are you going to do? Yes, you. What are you going to do? Last week, when I was talking about on the Facebook Live, I talked about all the different episodes. And I asked people who were watching it live, I said, how many of you have done your eulogy? How many of you guys have done all the exercises and the things I've suggested in these podcasts and the videos I do on YouTube? How many of you done all of them? Most people won't say yes, they've done all of them. So how committed and how serious are you about your outcomes? How committed and how serious are you about your happiness and your result? Do you believe you deserve happiness? That's another thing I help people with. Most people don't feel like, I shouldn't say most people, a lot of people don't feel like they deserve happiness. They still feel guilty for some shit they did 20 years ago or some shit they did as a kid, or there's so much stuff that we have to rebuild our foundations about. And once you do that, dude, you start looking at stuff like amazing. But if you don't do that stuff, you just continue to poison yourself. And it just becomes a matter of if you're going to really just live to your true potential, or you're going to chalk it up and say, yeah, I missed my opportunity. So really you have to ask yourself, and I want you to think about this. How would I feel if I had 50% more confidence? How would I feel if I could approach strangers or individuals I have conflict with and be able to have a conversation with them without losing my shit? How would I feel if 365 days from now, I achieve this goal? A goal I've not been able to achieve on my own yet. How would I feel? What kind of person would I be? How would I walk? How would I talk? How much money would I be earning? What would you accomplish with more confidence? What would you go out and do? Right? I'm sitting here and I'm doing the 75 hard thing, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, maybe next time I'm going to do this. I'm going to push it myself that way. Because really, this isn't that hard. This is just all about consistency, dedication, and keeping my promise and not fucking up and screwing up and having anything against the program happen, like forgetting my water or something like that. But how would you feel? How will you feel when you get off your soapbox and you get off your high horse and you get off all the other bullshit and you start doing the things that I tell you guys to do? It's not that difficult. It just requires your constant dedication and effort and belief in yourself and your belief in me or belief in somebody that you can do it. Because you got to think about, if not now, when? And I know a lot of you are playing the someday game. Oh, maybe when the kids are out, maybe if I get another couple of promotions, or maybe when we sell the house, maybe when this. Don't play the someday game. Because someday could be tomorrow, right? Get your mind in the game right now. That's why I'm doing these podcasts. I don't get paid for them, but I'm doing it because I want to make an impact on you. I know there are people out there. I know there's Trisha and there's other people out there who take this information and really want a kick-ass life. And I want that for you more than anything, but you have to want it for yourself. Because I'll leave you with this. If you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you always got. Let me say that again, because I'm tired. If you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. So if you got what you want and you feel like you want, and you know your passion and your purpose and your destiny in life, then that's awesome. I want you to write me an email and tell me what you've done, because maybe I can learn from you. But if not, then think about it. Think about your life. Think about the actions that you can take. Think about the changes that you can make. I told myself that 2019 was not going to be a repeat of 2016, 2017, and 2018. And it wasn't. It hasn't been. It was getting kind of close until I did 75 hard. I was doing stuff. I launched the podcast, but there's still time. Even right now, there's still time for you. Make a promise to yourself until the end of the year and just keep that promise. Say, I'm not going to gain any weight during the holidays. Oh my God, Chris, you know what you're asking? This apple pie and this stuffing. No, you can do it. Actually, I'm going to challenge you guys right now. I want you to email me and say, for those of you guys, because I know it's a big thing during the holidays. Oh, I can't diet during the holidays. I want to find out which of you motherfuckers out there who have the balls to say, I weigh this right now, and by December 31st, I'm going to weigh the same. Not for you naturally skinny motherfuckers, but people who struggle with that. Just say, I'm not going to gain any weight through Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Now, it's something you can do. That's something that's great for you to do. Right? I'm not telling you not to enjoy yourself, but again, keeping your promises, that's how you get different results. All right. So if this thing resonates with you, I want to hear from you. Right? If you're interested in doing one of those discovery calls, I want to hear from you. Christopher at ChristopherRausch.com, RAUSCH, Christopher at ChristopherRausch.com. Hit me up. Hit me up on social media. Say, Chris, let's do one of these things. Preferably I like email because I'm getting quite a bit of these now. So I have to schedule them out and my time is critical. And I'm only looking for 10 people for this program. Only 10. So I'm planning on filling this up pretty quick, but I only want 10. I'm only going to take the 10 people who really prove to me they want this. They want to go on this journey with me because I'm going to make it the most spectacular, life-changing journey that I possibly can. And I want some crazy people who are ready to do it with me because I get fired up. I've coached a lot of people. Last group coaching program I did a couple of years ago, I took anybody and I just wanted to do it. And I just was not into it. These people were not into it. You know, I actually did it for free. I'll be honest. I did it for free. And I swore I will never do that again. And I won't do that again. So there is an investment for this, but, I only want the people that are really ready to go. So anyways, I got a jam. I got to go see my son. All right. So Christopher at ChristopherRausch.com. I love you guys. Hey, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page for the Speaking to the Heart podcast network. Make sure you're in the Raw and Unscripted group here on Facebook. That's where we talk about these shows. They premiere every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm right there as these podcasts air, typing in stuff that I may have forgotten and answering questions with you guys. So it's kind of a cool community thing. My YouTube page, love you guys to go over there. You guys can find me just ChristopherRausch.com. Until next time, be kick-ass, ladies and gentlemen, because you are.